Okay, so let's build our second circuit. The second circuit is going to need our snaps and our second battery holder, our needle and thread, and another LED. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to glue down the battery holder. So again, I'm going to keep the positive side of the circuit on the right side. So just a little dab of glue here. Alright, and now I'm going to remind myself which is going to be positive. So this is positive here. So here's the circuit coming all the way down, and it's going to hit one half of the snap. This is still positive. And it's going to hit another half of the snap, which is still positive. We're still on the positive side of the circuit. So my positive leg of my LED is going to be here. And then this is the negative side of the battery holder. And the negative side of the LED. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this off. This is going to be what I'm going to sew the snaps into. So with my scissors, just going to go like this. Alright, so now I have a piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half along this dotted line. And the first thing I'm going to do is sew a snap into this loose piece of paper and sew it down onto the Swatchbook. Now so what's going to happen is that the snaps are going to be on either side of the folded paper like this, and then they're going to fold down and connect. So I want to make sure I sew everything in the right direction. So that's how they go together. So this guy I'm going to do face down like this, and I'm going to sew it into the paper. I'm going to go through both pieces of paper. So I'm coming out all the way on the other side, and then back up. So now the conductive thread is sewn into this bottom half of the snap, which is sewn into both pieces of paper. And this snap is going to connect to the positive leg of my LED. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now while I still have this extra thread connected, because I want to use the same piece of conductive thread. So I'm going to grab my LED, and this is the positive leg, the longer one, that has the black on it that I colored, and I'm going to twist it up. I'm going to go through the positive leg of the LED, and then so that is the first half of the positive side of my circuit. Now really quickly I'm going to do the negative side of the circuit, which is just going to be the negative leg to the negative side of the battery holder. The negative part of the circuit, my negative leg, is attached to the negative side of the battery holder using the conductive thread. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to dab these connections with glue. Alright, so we're almost there. So what I want to do is just check my circuit first before I keep going. And I want to show you that this snap is conductive. So right now we have the negative side of our circuit built, right? So negative to negative here. So take your battery, move it from the first battery holder over here and slip it back into this guy. Alright. And what we want to do is connect the positive side to the battery holder. So here's our positive leg and it's connected to the snap. So we can attach our alligator clip right onto the snap, and then once it touches the positive side of the battery holder, our light will go on. And there we go. Okay, so let's make the last half of the positive side of the circuit with the other part of the snap, and then we will have a circuit with an on and off switch. Okay, so here is the other snap, the other half of the snap, and this, in order for it to snap in, it goes face down like that. So I'm going to sew it into the piece of paper like this. And I'm going to cut off this extra little piece of thread here. Alright, going to keep sewing this in. Just going to go in and out of the holes on the snap a couple of times. Okay, so I think that's a solid enough connection with the snap, so I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway with the thread, but I'm going to sew right into the paper here. And keep going along the circuit. Okay, and now I'm going to tie it off. Okay, so this little extra flyaway right here on the snap is getting in the way, so I'm going to make sure that that is nice and tight, and then I'm going to cut that off as well. Okay, now just to make sure all my connections are nice and strong again, I'm going to do a little bit of glue here. Okay, so now we have finished our second circuit with the switch. So if you take a look, you'll see that the positive side of the circuit was created with conductive thread. It starts here on the positive side of the battery holder, stitches into the paper along here, and is attached to the top half of the snap. And then when I close the snap, that circuit is complete, and the other half of the positive circuit is from this bottom snap to the positive leg here. So when this is open like this, there's a break in the circuit and the current doesn't flow through. But when I close it, the circuit is completed and the light is on. And that's how you make a switch. So congratulations, you just made your first switch.